All right, and welcome back to the Right Read podcast. I'm your first host, as always, Will. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff at Bias Houston.
I'm Isaiah. You can find me on Twitter at user GG Supremacy.
DeAndre, you can find me on Twitter at Willems, WILLLUMZ.
And I'm Asad. You can find me on Twitter at AsadNBA.
Yes, sir. And today we are starting the first of two series we're going to title Contenders versus Pretenders. We're going to look at the top 6 teams in each conference and analyze if these teams have a chance to win a championship this year or if they are.
I was going to ask. That
pretending.
is our barometer. It's title contenders. True title contenders.
True title contenders.
Okay. Do you have a chance to win it all this year?
Yeah, and today we're starting with the Western Conference, right? And I just wanted to quick aside because people are going to be like, oh, you're only talking 6 teams, whatever, playoff picture. It is the playoff picture. Also, if a team from 7 to 10 in the West wins the title this year,
kudos to them.
I'll donate whatever you want, like whatever bet you guys want to make. One of the Suns, Warriors, Blazers, and Clippers will not win the title this year. I would stake my life on it.
I mean, they're also just technically not in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're also just not in the playoffs. Like
I will go further on that bet. I would bet none of the teams you name win a playoff series.
I could see maybe. Wait, but I would think they
you think who they match up? Yeah, like I would bet. I'd bet.
It's Suns, Warriors, Blazers, Clippers.
Yeah,
Yeah, but either way,
maybe free Harden trade. Clippers,
I'm saying, yeah, Clippers are bottoming out, right? No Harden now. Blazers are kind of whatever. Like Warriors are also going in the wrong direction. Like the Suns just got a whole bunch of injuries now.
They just died.
Yeah, it's like the Suns are like
the shooting guard has a brain.
I think we are very valid in saying if there are any
injuries. Come on, man.
If there are any contenders,
chill out, man.
My fault, man.
My fault. He's not healthy, bro. He's not healthy.
We just came back. We just came back.
Bro, y'all got it. Like,
I digress. If there are any contenders in this conference, they are coming from a team that is in the playoffs right now.
Yes,
and we can start from the very top. The team that's been the 1 seed for going on 3 years now. It's going to be the 3rd consecutive year. I mean, the one seed in a loaded Western Conference.
They were the 1 seed in 20.
They were, yeah.
I think I said on by Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yep. They lost to Dallas. Derek Jones.
Derek Jones Jr. and PJ Washington basketball.
Derek Lively had a series, man.
Yeah. Demon PJ.
No, if you go back, and look at that series, it is almost entirely swung by how insanely well Derek Jones Jr. and PJ Washington shot in one series. They both were like 40+% 3-point shooters.
They got they rebounded like 40% of their own.
It was nuts. But yeah, Oklahoma City Thunder, the 1 seed. Contender or pretender?
I think they are the title favorite.
Yeah,
right?
I think they are the title favorite as well.
Eastern and Western Conference. I think if you have to put your money on a team,
who is, bro?
Yep,
it's them.
Yeah,
the all the criteria.
Defending champs, title favorites.
Why is he talking about the Thunder, bro?
It's almost like I can't really say too much about.
I mean, they're first in net rating plus 11.5. They're first in defensive rating 106.1. They're only 4th in offensive rating at 117.6.
They're with injuries.
Yeah, they've been injured. They've been injured. Shea is going to miss. I believe they play tonight or tomorrow. I forgot. But Shea's going to end up missing his 9th straight game. Jalen Williams started the season out missing games. They've been bringing him back very slowly. Chet's missed games. AJ Mitchell's missed games. I think the only one I might be wrong on this, but Kaysen Wallace, I want to say, has played the most for them this season. I want to say it's Kaysen.
Yeah, I think Kaysen's been pretty healthy.
And he's been insane last 25 games from 3. Yeah. So,
man, you want to talk about someone who's been insane from 3? The guy they traded a late first for, Jared McCain, shocker, turns out to become a 50% 3-point shooter when he's on the OKC Thunder now. That trade looks like it's working out very favorably for them, which is annoying for the entire rest of the league because that's another cost-controlled rookie shooter you have.
How much that guy just doesn't stand still when he's out
there.
Bro.
I mean, that's what they've been missing. They've had for, like, Isaiah Joe's a shooter. Aaron Wiggins is a good shooter. Lou Dort became a good shooter. Jalen Williams, Chet. They've got guys that can be good standstill shooters. They were kind of missing a guy that was able to just move. Move around everywhere.
Later, bro. He just runs around all the time.
Some of the relocation is crazy.
That's the worst type of person to guard. Yeah. The guy who just doesn't stand still. You can never catch your breath.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, they're just a really good team. But yeah, to the injury point, just for tonight, it's recording this episode. Alex Caruso's out with an ankle. Jalen Williams out with a hamstring. Isaiah Hardenstein's out. AJ Mitchell is out. Chet Holmgren's out with the back. And Shea is out with the abdominal.
Who are they playing today?
They're playing the Pistons today.
Oh, okay. So the Pistons should beat
the Pistons should beat them. But the point is, like, this is a team I still think is going to finish first in the West. and that is
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
They
like
have like what a
injuries, all this kind of stuff.
They don't have a crazy
much of a
buffer anymore,
as
yeah.
you would
They
think.
have,
The
like,
Spurs are right on their tail.
Yeah, Spurs are right in their tail. And I mean, honestly, we can transition to that. The 2 seed in the West, the Spurs, who have also been the 2 seed pretty much the entire season.
I have been.
Is it time for y'all
Is it
to
finally
apologize?
time?
I have been
Is it
wrong
time?
about the Spurs and how good they would be this season. They have blown me out the waters in terms of my expectations for them. They are a legitimate team. They will probably win a playoff series. I still think
they for sure gonna
they
win.
are
Yeah,
pretenders.
they playing the Suns.
Wait. Y'all are both saying, are
Yeah,
you
we
saying
playing the
contender or
Suns.
pretender?
I still think they are pretenders.
I mean,
I don't see them winning an NBA title.
see, I don't.
So-
I feel like pretender is a harsh.
It is. It's such a harsh word because they are clearly a
I think
good
there
team.
are 2 teams that can win 4 series in the West, and I don't think they're one of them. But I don't think that makes them like fake.
No,
I
are good.
I think they're legitimate title
Yes,
contenders.
also, y'all have been
I
sleeping
don't
on this
think they
team
can beat
all
the
season.
Nuggets
Yeah.
and the Thunder.
I don't trust
I
the
think
playoff offense.
I mean, I think
Well,
I
if
don't,
they're the
no
2
one
seed, they
beats,
wouldn't have
no
to.
one beats the Thunder. Let's start there.
I mean, if the
I
Nuggets
disagree
stay
with
at
that.
4,
No, but I think
Well,
that's the
yeah,
point.
to
No,
the-
no,
to the
I
Nuggets,
think that's the point of
to the-
that. As I said, I don't think they can beat the Nuggets and the Thunder. But my point is, if they can maintain the
yeah, they
2
only play
seed,
one of them.
They only
yeah,
play
they
one.
don't have to.
I mean,
Theoretically, if they sneak the one, if they sneak the 1 seed, they may have to play neither. Like, unless either way,
there's a world where they're probably gonna have to see at least one of them.
Yes,
You're going to see at least
I
one.
know I believe they're 4-1 against the Thunder this year because they had that.
yeah, I was gonna say
extra
that
playoff game.
they have cooked the Thunder
And
this year.
what are they against the
Nuggets? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they've played the Nuggets that much. Am I tripping?
It's twice.
Yeah,
They played. Oh, they've only played them one time. They beat.
yeah. I'm saying
they
so.
actually barely did so in that.
I'm saying, but you're 5-1 against the Thunder and the Nuggets. You're pretty clearly a top 2 seed.
They beat them without Wemby.
Yeah,
He
I mean
didn't-
they're just a really good team.
No,
I
they are.
think
They're
Unfortunately,
they're a contender. If they're not a contender, I don't think anyone below them's a contender.
We'll get to the other
teams,
teams, but I think the pushback I have with the Spurs is when Wemby's not on the court, they go from 3rd best defense in the league to mediocre.
I mean, they still
Like
won
they're
games
just they've won games without him, but I don't think that they can win playoff games without him. I think their
They're not gonna
offense
have
is
to.
still
He's gonna be there.
Yeah, they are, but they can't. I don't know if they can win playoff
Hopefully.
minutes. Like I think it's when it
Oh,
comes
he's
down to
gonna come down to
7-game
like that.
series, and like it's not going to be as bad as Joel Embiid and the Sixers. It won't be as bad where he steps on the court and they don't look like a
they just, like,
basketball
maybe
team.
It was like a
Yeah,
minus
they
50.
were
Yeah, that was
minus a bajillion and a half, but it's clear to see that they take a massive dive defensively, and I just don't trust their playoff offense. I think that those guys that are going to be lead ball handlers for them in Castle, in Harper, and in De'Aaron Fox, all 3 of them just can't really play off the ball. I got the numbers pulled up. For as good as they've been, they're only the 9th ranked offense in the NBA. And you break down their play types, they're a pretty average spot up team. You look at Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle in isolation, and they're below average or average at best. Their offense is kind of going to come down to a De'Aaron Fox and Wemby pick and roll. And I don't know if that wins you 3 playoff series. I just don't think it does. Not when you have to go up against an OKC, how they're going to match up defensively with the Timberwolves, with a Denver. We'll match up offensively on the flip side with the Denver. I don't know if I trust them to score 115 a night in a 7-game series. And that's just kind of where my mind is at with calling them contenders. I think that's right.
I mean, if your bar of contender is can you beat OKC or Denver, I would agree. I do think if I were to see the Spurs in a series against one of OKC or Denver, I would pick one of OKC or Denver over them just because I think, we're assuming health here. I think Denver and OKC are a lot more experienced. I would have the better players in the series. And I think that matters a lot here. I think those are just the 2 best teams in the league personally. So I think, I would take OKC and Denver. But outside of those 2 teams, and especially we're talking about just the West, we can talk about these later, but just in the West, I would love to sit here and tell you I think the Rockets beat them. I don't feel so confident in saying that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
And I think they're well coached. They're deep. They have a lot of guys on that team who make plays when they're able to win games without Wemby. I don't know what the on-off say, but they've been playing well when he plays. They play well when he doesn't play. I don't know what to say. They've been playing well also. I think they're going for their 10th straight win in a row tonight as we're recording this. And I don't think that's a fluke, man. I think the fact that they've been this good all season long kind of lends itself. And I think the biggest thing is they have a guy who can be a 1A. I think that's the hardest part of building a contender is do you have a guy who can be a 1A? I think Wemby has proven when he's healthy.
Do you think he's a 1A in a playoff setting right now?
I think he's the 3rd best player in the West.
I wouldn't. I don't disagree with that. Like he's clearly at this point at worst top 5 player in basketball.
No, he's not.
He's the third best player in the West.
He's better than Luka.
He's been better than Luka this year.
He's better than Luka.
I love Luka.
He's a better player than Luka.
I mean, I'm not okay. If they retired today, Luka's better.
No, I'm talking about like
right now. This season, he is better.
Wemby's been better than Luka.
I don't know.
Right now,
you would give an and I don't want to get into this comment, but you would give an MVP vote to Luka or to Wemby before
you
Luka.
Better season.
He's been better. He's the third best player in the West right now.
If you're gonna argue it's a better season, sure. But if we're talking about who's a better basketball player 2 days,
I think he has a right. Man, Luka's and we'll get to the. I don't want to like start the Luka convo because I do want to save him when we talk about the Lakers in this episode. But the difference that Wemby will have compared to the other stars in the West or any star in general, his defensive impact nerfs whatever you want to say the other guy has.
It's not even close.
I feel like the problem though is he does not play anywhere near as much as the other players do in terms.
Is it not a more impactful 30 minutes though?
I mean, I'm gonna be real though, gang. You're not getting away with playing 29 minutes per game in the playoffs. You're just.
I don't think he will though. I don't think. I think it'll definitely go up. I don't know if he plays 38.
How much is it going up though? That's the question.
He'll probably play like 34. Yeah, like 33, 34 ish. It's not. I'm with you there. That's why I brought up the on-offs with them earlier. But in a vacuum, 30 minutes of Wemby's defense is probably more valuable to me. At least this point, I think it's more valuable than what Luka does.
I think we can talk about.
We have swung too far in the opposite direction,
yes, okay. He's
if you told me I knew I was getting that version of Luka, my whole list completely changed.
Be so honest, the Luka we've watched this year has not been as good as 24 Luka.
Yeah, it's not. But that's what I don't. But I'm gonna be real. I'm not measuring you based upon like just your season in a vacuum. If that makes sense.
Like I'm gonna be real. We talking about Luka been ass this year again. He's been bad to Luka's standards.
He's been bad for Luka's standards.
He's been bad for Luka's standards.
He's still at worst, he's second best.
I want to be clear. We're arguing the difference between maybe like the third and fifth best players in the league.
I'm nothing on this, man.
Like both these guys are at worst top 5. Like if I have Wemby at like 3, Luka's at 4. Or if I have Giannis at 3, Wemby at 4, Luka's at 5. Right, like these guys are like very close to each other, so I don't want to make it come out that there's like some huge gap.
I'd argue, not even argue. I think they'd both be first team All NBA.
If healthy,
I'd assume. I think if the voting ended, it probably both would be them.
No, it would be Cade, Shea, Jokic.
I would actually be.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luka needs to make it.
Cade would make it over Luka, right?
We can't harp on this. We can't harp on this. We can't harp on this.
I'm sorry, bro. This nigga is averaging 20 creation possessions per game, just creation shot attempts, which is leading the league, and he is plus 8% RTS on him. I'm sorry, gang. Luka down season is still a top 4 player in the league at worst.
I agree.
Offensively,
at worst.
To get back on the
top 4.
To get back on the Wemby point, because I do want to make sure we stay on the Spurs. You said something about he can be a 1A. I think he can be the best player on your team. I don't know if his offensive skill set is rounded out enough to hide.
How do you think he's better than Luka then?
Because I think defensively the impact just that much.
Which is not even
but Luka is a 1A. So
he's a 1A offensively and a 7B defensively. I think the defensive impact when he brings just matters.
It's like an 8F.
Defenders ain't never made the finals and made a championship run while being terrible defensively.
Again, I am not. I do want to get back to the Spurs point of it, because when it comes to these Spurs as contenders, this is where me and Isaiah do agree. I don't know if Wemby is just physically and skillfully ready to hide the flaws of his teammates and win 4 series.
I think defensively he will.
I think defensively, but
he absolutely
offensively,
will.
I don't know if his skill set is just there right now.
A lot of their team is going to come down to it. I mean, it's what y'all been saying all season, but it's been happening all season. It's going to come down to this Harrison Barnes keep hitting those corner threes. Devin Vassell keep hitting them threes.
Julian Champagny.
Does Keldon Johnson keep looking like a 6-man candidate?
I think it'll look. I think in the playoffs it'll be less of that. And I don't want to harp on the guy because he's a clearly talented basketball player, but I am very intrigued to see what Stephon Castle lineups look like in the playoffs. Because I think that teams will live and die, maybe, but they will just live and die with saying Stephon Castle has to beat us on the ball. And if he's off the ball, what exactly do those lineups look like in a playoff setting? To the Spurs' credit, they've done some really cool things with him as a screener, him sitting dunker. They've tried a lot of different things when they were in their double drag stuff. It's a very, very fun team. I just don't know if in a 7-game series, a shot-making trio of Harper, Castle, and Fox is just enough. I don't trust the 3 of them as shot makers next to Wemby.
I think so. I think that those are all very, very valid critiques, but I do think it is, and I know we're going to say regular season. I think it is fairly significant that they 4-1'd OKC this year.
Yeah.
I think that is I still think I would pick OKC and Denver over them in a series, but
if you told me that they beat them, I
wouldn't be shocked. And
I would.
just that alone is why I think you have to be a contender. If I'm not completely stunned that you beat OKC in a series, you got to be a contender because that's a title favorite. Because you would be stunned
if they were to see each other in a series. What do you think it is? A 7-game series?
I think it's like a 7-game series.
OKC in 6.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 6 or 7 game series.
It's a real.
I think because if I'm being real, I think the West is good enough that a lot of teams.
to 6.
I don't think
we don't take OKC to 6. But we're
not healthy. We're not healthy. We're gonna get to us.
We're not gonna do it yet.
But I think matchups are gonna matter a ton in this playoffs with how good all 6 of these teams we're gonna name are. They're all flawed, different levels of talent. But I don't know if the Spurs have an answer for Denver. I think Denver in a 7-game series with Jokic, I think that's a real problem for them.
Funny enough, I think they're a worse matchup for them than OKC.
Yeah, I think OKC is a matchup where that's going to come down to getting stops for the most part. And those are both two pretty ugly offenses. Shout out to OKC, y'all have been great, but it's two pretty ugly offenses in that vein. I think that I wouldn't be shocked if they took OKC to 6. Same way, and I think the same way I would be shocked if Minnesota took OKC to 6. I wouldn't be shocked if Minnesota took Denver to 7. I think that's a
matchup thing.
I think the matchups along a lot of these teams will.
They do.
Like
it just kind of is what it is.
I think is Minnesota on this?
They're on this list. We'll end up getting to them.
Save it when we get to them. I don't really.
Okay, but I guess so. On the Spurs, I think if we the what's it called, like the close your eyes championship test, right?
What do you see?
Yeah, if you ask me to close my eyes, could I imagine Wemby lifting the Larry O'Brien? I kind of can.
The other thing too is a lot of winning a championship is, and I hate to say it, it's getting lucky.
It is.
And staying healthy. And I know saying stay healthy with the Spurs.
Luck is still for losers.
Wemby is pretty interesting because I'm gonna say he's injury prone, but he has that aura around him.
He is because of his height and weight is perpetually going to be a question mark.
He's probably not gonna be a guy who, if they keep the 65 game rule, he probably won't win.
He's I think he can only miss 3 more games.
3 more games or something like that. Yeah.
Let's assume that they get lucky and they get that stride where Wemby stays healthy. And I'm not saying I hope with injuries, but we know this. It's the same reason why I'm not saying OKC is a fraud, but Halliburton looked like he was, if nothing else, was going to make it a competitive game at Game 7 until he got hurt. If something like that happens to OKC or Denver or any of the other teams in the West, a lot of winning championship is just staying healthy. And I'm gonna be real. I guess we can try to say this to the Rockets. I don't think the Rockets are a injury luck away from winning a ring. I don't think.
Y'all want to we can pivot to the Rockets off of that.
I think just final statement on the Spurs is I don't think this is a team that just has a ticket to the dance. I think that they are legitimately in position to take.
They smell blood.
Yeah, they smell blood.
I think they smell.
And I think this can be the year. And to the injury point, I just read the injury list for the OKC right.
It's nasty.
The Denver injury list is also not bad.
They're rounding. They're starting it. Well, they started getting guys back, and you lose a Peyton Watson. Aaron Gordon still hurt.
So I was saying, to Will's point, this is very much all of a sudden these teams on paper we thought were already going to be a 6-7 game series. Man, 1 or 2 role players knock off the other team, and now you're in the finals.
That's also not including if Julian Champagnie or Harrison Barnes has a magnet ball game. Which I hate to say, was that the Knicks on New Year's? Where Champagnie
kind of been doing it, man.
Almost at the fucking 3-point record. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this can happen. So I think, I think that they are. I don't have them in the same tier as a healthy OKC or healthy Denver. But do I think that they are some luck away from getting it down? Yes. And to the segment,
I would put them in their own tier.
Yeah, I agree.
I think because
okay.
I guess just the way I took this exercise is barring injury, barring if I get healthy series from everybody, I don't know if they beat a Denver OKC. I think Denver and OKC both have an argument to say we'll beat each other. But to y'all point, if one or not even saying Shea gets hurt or Jokic,
it could be
if it's if Aaron Gordon isn't healthy or if Isaiah Hardenstein misses some minutes, if you do lose a Cason Wallace or Caruso in a 7-game series, they would smell blood. Yeah, and I think they would be best position to actually take advantage of.
And I think that's the perfect transition to the 3rd seed team, our hometown team, Houston Rockets.
How the hell are we the 3 seed?
I think for this team to win a title, it would take Shea getting hurt.
It would take not just
it would
Shea,
take Jokic
everybody
getting hurt.
Yeah, Jokic and Shea got
It
to
would
get
take
hurt.
Jokic getting hurt. It would take Shea getting hurt. It would take Wemby getting hurt. I'm being honest
I
with you.
won't say that much. I think
I don't think we beat the Spurs.
I think we can win a rock fight
but
against the Spurs in a 7-game series.
I don't think we can.
I think we can win rock
So
fights.
just similar to how I said I could see I would not be surprised if you told me the Spurs beat the Thunder. I would not be surprised if you told me the Rockets beat the Spurs. Now that being said, I do not think we beat the Denver. I do not think we beat OKC. I think for us to win a championship, it would require both of them to be hurt.
So. Y'all watched the Spurs and Pistons game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? I think what the league has discovered about these twins and about having players on your team that just are negative spacers, when not even teams, what the Spurs have discovered is the craziest defense of all time is I put Wemby on him, have him help off, and now I have just a bunch
zone,
of
essentially.
A zone and man.
Yeah.
Because Wemby covers so much of the court. And I think specific to the Rockets, I mean, we've talked at nauseum about a men's fit, what a men's going to look like in the league. Specific for the Rockets, the same way I think the Minnesota is a bad matchup for Denver. I think, bro, put Wemby on a men. I dead ass don't know what we're supposed to do.
I don't think that it's as simple as like use a men as a screener and everything gets solved. But I do think that was when we played them that game and they put Wemby on a men. I think Udoka failed.
That was the immediate reaction.
Yeah,
at least should have been.
That's another red flag for a playoff series.
Yeah,
we got out-coached in one half of basketball.
We sure did.
And over the course of a 7-game series, I'll be so honest, I don't know if I trust Ime Udoka to out-adjust Mitch Johnson.
I think there are some adjustments we could have made to prevent that from being as potent as it was on us, and we didn't do those things. But I do think
simple adjustment.
Yeah,
real.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that being said, I would in a 7-game series, I'd say that.
But broad term, does anyone think the Rockets are a contender?
No. Funny enough, I think we are the textbook definition of a pretender because I think we are gonna, regardless of who we play in the playoffs, I think that those are going to be some very compelling games, and I think I will hopefully hold myself in check. But one of these series in the second round, because I'm assuming I think we still win our first round match, right? I think it'd be the Lakers. It'd be the Lakers or Minnesota. I think.
I actually don't think we do. I'll get to that when we get to the.
Yeah, but I think we win our first round series.
I mean, I don't know this ages badly, but I would love to see the Lakers round one.
I would too. I think we see I think the Rockets do see a 7-game series or a second round series. I wouldn't be shocked if it's 2-2 going into Game 5, and we start looking like, man, this kind of was what the outlook was supposed to be for the Rockets. Like, make it a rock fight. Just make it ugly, make it nasty, and hope you survive in a 7-game series. I don't know if we have the talent to win and finish off those 7-game series. That's why I would say we're a classic pretender. We will look real good, I think, for
we're
3 games.
On fumes. I think that's the biggest thing that like needs to be kind of thrown into this calculus. I know Rockets fans are going to hear us say this, and they're going to be like, "Oh man, it's not till it's over." King, I think it's
well, that fat lady sung.
Yeah, I think it's chalk. And I think the biggest, outside of like the 40-20 rule that Phil Jackson officially claimed, where you gotta win 40 games before you lose 20 of them to be a contender, we didn't hit that. The thing is, bro, we have like $40 million in dead salary right now because Fred VanVleet.
Don't you mean 53?
I was gonna get to that. Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams are hurt. And like, feel how you want to feel about those two guys as players. They are inarguably very impactful to this team. And if nothing else, you just don't win a championship with that much money in dead cap. You factor in the guy who we signed in free agency to kind of be our big free agent acquisition in Dorian Finney-Smith. He's playing right now.
Dude fucking sucks, court. Man. I'm sorry.
Did y'all know he was the only guy on our team who had a negative plus minus in that blowout we had last week?
That's actually impressive.
Yes. He was the only, everybody else.
Negative?
Yes.
Negative?
In that Jazz
we won by
blowout,
30.
He was a -5. A -5.
We won by 20.
Yes. And in the game we won by 20, he was so poor in his 20 minutes that he was a -5.
And the worst part is it matches the eye test.
Yes.
He's bad. It doesn't even.
He's just not good.
I feel so bad for DFS because it's very clear to tell, or very clear to me at least to see on a basketball court when somebody isn't trying, isn't giving effort, or just doesn't understand what's happening on the court. You see what young players are like.
Yeah.
DFS is trying. He's in the right spot 9 times out of 10. He's just a total brick.
Yeah.
Just bricking any and everything.
And that's on offense, bro. The defensive regression has been like...
He started off very well defensively. He started off really well.
The last month, I do not think he's been a good defender.
He's averaging like... I wonder if
I'll be so honest.
I think
he's been fouling out.
I think he kind of... I don't want to say he got hurt again or whatever, but I know they've been doing the minutes restriction thing. Like, I saw that you brought it up when we were in Discord. The Ime Udoka had talked about how his doctors still haven't lifted his minutes restriction. This deep into the season, me personally, the way it looks like it's lining up, I don't want your first time off minutes restriction to be game one of the first round.
And I did this for Lonzo, so I have to be fair. On average, there are about 450 active players in the NBA. Where do you think DFS ranks in true shooting?
434.
In the 500s.
Yeah, 471.
God.
What is it, like 32?
It's 42.
Okay.
Where do you think he ranks in field goal percentage?
Oh, that's
so
bad.
he was 471 in true shooting. I'm gonna guess like 465.
474. He's lower on field goal percentage than he is.
So it means we're making free throws, though, right?
He's 100% on his free throws.
I think he's taking
touch indicators.
Free throws.
Yeah, he hit his free throws.
Touch indicator.
But he's also almost exclusively only shooting threes.
Yeah, it basically only takes threes, and I just think. Man, talk about I think easily the worst free agent signing in Stone's tenure so far. I think very comfortably.
Too many of them, so
very comfortable.
No, not even the debate. It is.
No, I mean because recently, like I was at Fred was objective success.
Dylan was a hit.
Dylan objective success.
We didn't bring anybody last.
We traded for Steve O's.
I think Capella's been a success.
Capella's been next to Akogi.
Yeah, next.
Which also I guess to kind of like bring it. I actually don't understand. I mean, outside of I guess contract. Why DFS plays over Akogi? He's not better than Akogi.
Yeah. But all right, we can go to the next team. I think everyone agrees. Yeah, pretenders.
Very much pretenders. The most interesting team on this, as I was taking down the data and making this doc, I think this is the most interesting team in the NBA to look at. The best offense in basketball, the Denver Nuggets.
Yes.
They have, and I think the eye test does match the numbers on this one. You watch them play, Nikola Jokic generates a bucket 9 times out of 10. That's just what they are.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, they are a bottom 10 team defense.
Awful defense.
That's because Aaron Gordon is not.
Aaron Gordon's been he hasn't been healthy. Peyton Watson's now been out. Cam Johnson hasn't really lived up to the bill that they thought they were going to get from him.
Especially not on defense.
Especially not defensively. But offensively, Jamal Murray has become a supernova. Finally got his one-time All-Star nod.
Yep.
So Jokic can't run around with, or Jokic fans, he doesn't do it himself, but Jokic fans can't. We have no All-Star teammates. So you got a Hall of Famer on your team now. But you've got Jamal Murray, who's been otherworldly, and you got the best player in basketball still. And me and Zay had this conversation, and I think he's right. At this point, I think you just have to say he's the best offensive engine ever, which where that puts him all time is a different conversation to have a different day.
That, man.
But
LeBron,
I think that's a way bigger conversation. But
it's a different combo.
But he's on the short list.
Yeah.
The fact that I said that, none of y'all said, what the hell is wrong with you?
Maybe only two other guys. Yeah, I would say maybe two other guys.
He's comfortably top 3.
But you've got that. So I want to present this question to y'all. We have heard all of our lives, defense wins championships. It has been something that has been drilled into our minds forever. I want to start with you. Do you think the offense is enough?
With the Nuggets specifically, bro, like, the defense stuff kind of fake, bro. Like, I'm going to be real. Last season, everybody was like, oh, my God, the defense is so bad. They're going to get smoked in the playoffs. Oh, my God. It was people picking the Clippers to beat them in the first round. They played the Thunder.
They won 7.
Yes, but then they played the Thunder, and the Thunder had their worst offensive series against the Nuggets. I think, I'm going to be real. I think at this point, the amount of good playoff defense that they've played as a regime since they started contending, you kind of just gotta believe, like, when it gets to the playoffs, they'll put it together enough.
It just depends on, are they healthy? That's
I think that's the.
I think that's the scary part for me. They haven't been healthy, and they're the best offense in basketball.
I would say I think the reason why their defense has not looked as good is because a lot of it is kind of clinging on to Aaron Gordon. He is like their most impactful defender, and when he's either not there or working his way back from injury, he's not going to be the same player.
I think they're also just not dialed in on a night-to-night basis like they would be in the playoffs.
Do you guys know in my lifetime the team that has won the championship with the worst defense?
What is
It's probably the Lakers.
Probably
no.
Bubble Lakers would have been
Bubble.
one.
It was Bubble Lakers.
No, I'm talking about the Shaq Lakers.
01. No, they made it to the finals. They didn't win. Yeah. 03, 04.
Oh,
they made it. They made it. Lost. Remember?
Don't spoil it. Is it a team that's won the last 5 years?
No, I don't.
Yes.
Oh, one of them Cavs. I'm pretty sure their defense was ass.
No, he said last 5. Was it
No,
the 2020 Nuggets?
It was the 2020
Oh, wow.
They were
like
ranked 15th.
Yeah, they were right middle of the
15th
pack.
ranked defense. So I will say, defense does win championships.
playoff defense
But
is also
the
good
problem
that
is,
year.
problem is, they're not ranked 15th right now.
They're 22nd.
Yeah.
They was ranked.
I mean,
they're
like
last
I
year.
said, they're 22nd, but that's what
you-
I think they're a better defensive team.
But my thing is the reason why to answer the original question, the reason why I still firmly put them in the contenders category is I think if fully healthy, they have shown the blueprint is get to 15 and the offense can carry you there. I think they can get to 15th on defense. It's bizarre. I think of all these West teams, besides like the Lakers, they're the one team where it's like it's such a clear deficiency in what they have to do. It's just it's all defense. There's no issues with their offense. They're perfect.
I think this is also the team that's like they're clearly better than their record. Like I think the Rockets are actually worse than their record.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets are better than what
The Nuggets are better than record. And it's always like the classical playoff cliches. Like the Nuggets are going to walk in to the playoffs this year with the best offense and the best player on the court in every series.
Yeah.
And I think that alone gives you contender status in my eyes, right? If you have the best offense in the league, you have home.
How many series will they not have the third best player?
Who's their third best player? Oh, isn't Jamal?
But I'm saying like Jamal would probably be the
third best player.
I mean, if he
maybe
is Jamal Murray? You think Jamal Murray is better than Jalen Williams and Chet?
Yes.
He has been this year.
He's playing. Yeah,
he's been this
I would
year.
say Jalen Williams has not been.
You could argue. I think Chet's more
he's
impactful because of his
also-
defense. So if you said that, I wouldn't be mad.
I was gonna say I think Chet is a convo.
Yeah, just because I think
Give me Jamal.
the impact wise.
I'll put it this way. I think him and Chet are close. I think whoever you have
Whoever the
after
hell,
Jalen Williams smokes.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know. If
Like
it's close
whoever on the
in the
Nuggets you
playoffs.
think is third, Jalen Williams
Because
smokes.
we've spoke about it in length on this podcast at least, and the respect that Jamal Murray gets in the playoffs because of how much of a playoff riser he is.
He is objectively.
If assuming he is still going to be a riser
from this?
off of the best season he's ever had. Obviously, it won't be to the lengths he's had in previous years because he had lower regular season stats. But if he's still going to be somebody that is playoff resilient at worst, man, there's a real possibility that this isn't as good as their offense can be. And I think that we clearly can see that their defense can and probably will be better.
My thing with their defensive stuff is how many teams are actually equipped to take advantage of the things that they do not do well defensively. Like
it's a lot of bad offensive teams in the West.
When you look at like the weaknesses of the team, right? When you talk about like the pick and roll defense, pull up 3-point shooting is a weakness. That's why when Devin Booker went crazy, he was shooting like 50% from 3.
Yep.
Playing up Minnesota.
Rim pressure.
Bro, you beat me to it. I was gonna say
Minnesota.
The way
rim
they're
pressure,
weak,
also an issue.
The way they're weak in defense, people look at Minnesota and they're like, "Oh, like is it Rudy? Is it their defense?" It's like, no, Minnesota just takes a ton of threes.
Yeah, and it's built in a lab.
Yes,
to cook the Nuggets.
they just take a like. Pardon my French. They take a fuck ton of threes, right? and Denver does not have good perimeter defense. They just straight up don't. Like,
I think the way that they're built defensively, funny enough, they were built to guard guards like De'Aaron Fox, guards like
downhill guards,
SGA, who they're not vertically exploding into their finishes, and they're also not shooting a ton of pull-up threes. Because what Denver does very well is they will goad you into shooting mid-ranges, and they will cut the paint off in the playoffs. That's what they did to the Thunder last year. That's what they did to the Suns, funny enough.
As backwards as it sounds, people don't attack Jokic's chest.
They don't.
The way, like,
it's weird,
versus if you turn on the Timberwolves game, for better or for worse, people attack Rudy's chest.
They go at Rudy.
It doesn't work, but they attack Rudy's chest.
Yep.
I think part of it's the way just Jokic positions himself on defense. I'm not trying to do the whole, is Jokic really a good defender thing. He stinks. Like, he's not a good defender by any means. But the style of bad defense he plays, it's just the deepest drop coverage you can imagine.
A bunch of size.
So,
he just stands right at the rim. Yeah, I think people think of them bad defensively. It's like, oh my God, you're going to get a layup line on them. And more often than not, it's a 3-point line. That's what fries them.
Funny enough, and this might be like really backwards, I think the two teams that are actually equipped to attack the Nuggets are us and the Timberwolves. I think we are, because Şengün,
we are a weirdly good matchup.
He has been a very bad matchup for Jokic because he's not a guard, but the way that he scores is kind of similar to how
he kind of
If we had Steven Adams, I'd agree with you.
Yeah, and that's the problem because double big was also something that was giving them
part of that. Yeah,
they're gonna run double big with
they
Jones.
didn't.
Yep,
they tried to match our double big, and I'm be our double big.
Oh yeah, we still have the best double. Well, had the best double big lineups.
Yeah, R.I.P. Steve-O. I think that is.
He ain't die.
I think if I'm Denver, ideally, I don't want to face Minnesota. As hilarious as that sounds, I still think Minnesota.
I want to avoid Minnesota and I want to avoid the Rockets just because they're probably going to beat us. But that would be an annoyingly.
I think
we would make it a longer series than it would have any right to be because I think they are just a much better team than us. But I think we just kind of annoyingly match up a little bit.
I think we're the annoying matchup for every team because like the style of play that we play. It just slows the game down naturally because it becomes a rock fight. And I think that you don't want to deal with that in the playoffs in a 7-game series. To your point, I think Denver beats us. I think Denver beats a lot of these teams, but us, Minnesota, you look at those two especially, and it's like
they match up with first round.
If they play the Lakers,
they play Minnesota.
They play Minnesota right now.
That's what I'm saying.
They would have to go from. They would have to go from. Let's say they beat Minnesota 4-5. They got to go from Minnesota to OKC.
That's rough. That's a rough.
That's the worst path possible for.
That's what they have.
I think that's probably the worst path you could have in the West.
Period. Yeah, that's.
I don't think you want to play Minnesota round 1 and then have to go see OKC. You kind of want to avoid that 4 seed.
For a round 1 matchup for a team that doesn't have home court, I think aside from it's Minnesota.
No, it's 100%
very clearly the worst. Yeah, the worst matchup there. Okay, but we can all say obviously contender.
Right.
Contender. So I think they're the favorite to be honest.
Oh, you like them over OKC still?
OKC?
Yeah, I think
I can't do it. The seeding. We just talked about the path. I can't do it with the path.
See, but I'm gonna be real. My thing with OKC gang is just their weaknesses are just so clear, and to me, I think they're even clearer than what you could say about Denver's defense because I don't think OKC is equipped to really take advantage of what Denver's weak at. We saw it last year. SJ's numbers, I mean, he kind of rehabbed in the last couple of games and blew him out in Game 7. But you look at his rim finishing numbers and some of the the shooting splits for the Thunder overall, gang, it's pretty bad. And on the other end,
I mean, Jalen Williams had shit running down his leg.
The Nuggets just missed a ton of opens,
Michael Porter Jr. averaged 7 points.
And I'm gonna be real, gang. They got people who can shoot them now on volume. Also, Jamal Murray had not that great of a series because he's injured. And I'm gonna be real. If Jamal Murray is healthy, which he has been, I struggle to see how you can match that team 4 times offensively.
My issue is more just if we're doing favorites, I think seeding has to play a part. Right now, we're talking about the Thunder are cakewalking whoever that 8 seed is coming off of 2 playing games, right? The Nuggets are going to have to go through a fight with the Wolves, and already with 2 teams are this close, and they have histories of injuries and people getting banged up, which is why I think the Nuggets lost to the Thunder last year. I think if that Clippers series does not go 7 games,
if it goes 5,
if it goes 5, they probably beat the Thunder, and I think it's going to be a similar situation this year, where if the Nuggets have an extended series with the Wolves, they go up against that Thunder team, and they probably got fried. That's why I think I would still put the Thunder.
They can still get us.
I mean, the Lakers
can still do it. Yeah,
so they're not that far because
we're tied 20.
Yeah, they can still do it. Yeah, we're tied. So I'm saying they can still make it the 3rd seed, and this becomes a different.
We have a game on them in a loss column.
But all right, regardless, everyone agrees Nuggets are contenders.
Yes.
Let's flip to the team we're talking about.
To Zay's point, I think they are. If I had to rank every team in the league, I think that after OKC, I would pick Denver.
Yeah. Okay. The Wolves. I'm going to be hot take here. I think they are contenders.
I don't think they are.
I don't. I don't think they win enough matchups. And
I agree,
that's for me.
But I think I would not be if you told me this team finds its way into the Western Conference Finals again.
I would be shocked.
You would be shocked?
Yes.
I think where they are in the standings, I would be shocked because like you just said, the pathway, gang, they got to see the Thunder. And I'm going to be real. We talk about matchups, gang, look at Julius Randle's stats against the Thunder. It's real. Again,
that is true.
He averaged 15 on some real nasty splits.
Look at Ants though.
Yeah, because they would have to.
But Ant was kind of.
You can't win a series with your second best player playing that.
No, but I think this is my thing, right? This is my thing. And obviously, I think the Thunder are a much better team. But if it turns into a rock fight, right? I think Minnesota has more talented perimeter shooting, And I
I would
think,
agree.
Even though Shea is much better than Ant, I would not be stunned if in a playoff series
I could see that.
they go bucket for bucket.
I think he would actually outplay.
That's what I'm saying. I think it wouldn't shock me if Ant outplayed SGA. So I'm just saying. I think maybe if like the bar for contender is higher, this team, you know what? This team could make the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they could beat Denver and OKC in the same playoff run, which is why I guess
who the hell is
I just don't
playing
think they
point
can beat
guard?
OKC.
That's my problem.
Man,
For
I don't
his,
think they beat Denver. I'm sorry.
As Rockets fans, we have felt this conundrum. Minnesota fans have been screaming from the rooftops about it for 3 years now. Who the hell playing point guard?
You got Dayao DeSumo now, man.
Who the hell playing point guard? It's always been the one.
It's been good, Billy.
Yeah, I think.
Man, I asked Minnesota fans if they've been
even more
enjoying the
pronounced.
Io DeSumo fake defense.
He's
experience.
not a playoff point guard starter.
I don't think that they have and I think that'll always be the drawback for Minnesota is the way that they've built their defense is very lengthy, very switchable. Everyone is able to funnel into Rudy. I think they've made Rudy's life a bit easier, and Rudy makes everybody else's life as easy as possible on the defensive end. I think the problem that arises on the offensive end is when you have all these lengthy, switchable defenders, they've also got to be attack out closers. They got to be real dribble pass shoot guys. I think at face value, Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Jaden McDaniels present like really good dribble pass shoot guys. In a 7-game series, do you trust them to make enough decisions against OKC's defense? I don't. Against Denver, I've seen them do it. I think Denver's defense just leaves a lot of holes for that matchup. OKC, I don't know. Like I think that they'll just have
it didn't
a little
go
too
well
much
last year. I agree with that.
Is it a hot take to say I would take the Spurs over the Timberwolves in a series as well? I would.
No, funny enough, I think Minnesota beat San Antonio in a 7-game series.
I would take San Antonio.
I weirdly think Minnesota could. They're in a playoff series, man. I've seen this team. They're kind of fake up. Just a bad matchup.
I think the way you have to beat Minnesota defensively, it requires, at least offensively, it requires perimeter scoring, and I think that is the main weakness that in terms of self creation, that is the main weakness that the Spurs have. I think the Thunder last year they were able to get away with being a little worse perimeter scoring because they were just forcing so many turnovers, but the Spurs aren't that level of a defense to where they can force 25.
They force turnovers. They have the best defender by far in all of basketball, and I think I would trust the combination of like Stephon Castle.
Ant kind of built to play well against a
that's the problem,
defense,
right? That's the problem. Ant is kind of built to play against that defense. Two, I think outside of OKC Denver as tier 1 contenders, I think after that in the West for that second tier of like contender, whatever you want to put it, it's a lot of like rock, paper, scissors when it comes to matchups.
It is.
I think I think the Spurs are a bad matchup for us. I think the Wolves are a bad matchup for the Spurs. And I think we're a good matchup for the Wolves.
I can
like
see that.
It's like a weird little
I'm
triangle.
Still taking the Spurs in a 7-game series.
I don't know, man.
But even that's fine. The way you said that you feel like the Rockets could beat them.
I think that's just
the combo for me.
That's just because for whatever reason, Şengün hates Rudy Gobert.
He does.
Like I don't know if y'all have looked at his. He averages like 25, 11, and 6. Like that's what I'm saying. He hates Rudy Gobert. It's just I just think we have like
kind of built.
Yeah, we're better. Like, if you were to put a single perimeter defender on Amen, it would be in the West, I think you can make an argument between like Stephon Castle, Amen Thompson, and like
I think Spurs have a Stephon Castle.
But the thing is, they don't have like
Stephon Castle really.
Nah, we not.
He's not
disrespecting
him, but
sure.
in a playoff series against.
Oh no, Ant be frying him. Ant be frying Castle. I'm gonna keep it that. Ant be frying Castle.
I'm telling you, they're fake a bad matchup for the Spurs. I'm telling you, the Wolves are a bad matchup for the Spurs. The Spurs are a bad matchup for us, and we're a bad matchup for the Wolves. It's like a rock paper scissors for those 3 teams. I think it's dead ass. I think it literally will just come down to who plays who.
No, yeah, I think the only 2 teams that actually no, because I think Denver would care more if they had to see Minnesota. But I don't think like Denver and OKC, they're not going to be into the season resting guys, playing guys, hoping like we got to get LA round, we got to get this. Like they're going to play whoever's in front of them. They think they've got they know they've got the best player in the world in their team from OKC's perspective and Denver's, and they know they have the pedigree and have done it before. Yeah. My pushback with Minnesota in a 7-game series against just most teams when Anthony Edwards is tasked to be a playmaker. What exactly does that look like?
I think the Spurs
Yeah,
force him to
that is true.
And
That is true.
I do agree with that. I think the Spurs would be able to. I think we would be able to. OKC definitely would be
Absolutely,
able to. He could just do what Anthony Edwards does,
He
just make
could.
shots.
That's the thing.
Like he could just make shots
He
over.
kind of
But
just does
I'm asking
that
you
in the
to, for a
playoffs.
7-game series, make the toughest baskets of your life. And to be his credit,
He's done
he
it.
can do it. But
I mean, my thing is,
I don't know.
In the reverse, the Thunder are, or not the Thunder, the Timberwolves are built better overall defensively than the Spurs are, and they're also going to be making all of their guards do the exact same thing. And I'm real, none of them are great jump shooters.
they have much
Yeah,
better.
I think they just have
outside of
they just have the math.
Outside of Ant, yeah.
My thing is they
Yeah,
just have the math advantage going against the Spurs. They have a bunch of 3-point shooters, and the Spurs don't.
Like Dante's gonna get like
Yeah.
6 up a game. They gonna tell J Mac to get
Take
6 up.
Jaden.
Julius
Yeah.
Randle, whether
Take
you like him or
Ant-
not, he's gonna
Ant-
put these up.
Ant might take.
Ant
Ant
might
fuck around.
gun
Ant might
him
fuck around and
12.
take 12.
Like
we have these combos where y'all were saying Nas Reed sucks, and he's gonna play a lot of minutes.
yeah, he do kind of.
My thing is,
I mean,
if
he
Nas
does,
Reed
but-
checks in and Wemby's off the floor, do I think Nas Reed can hold up against like? I think Nas Reed, Luke Cornett,
a really good backup
Cornett's
center.
really a really
Yeah.
good backup
my
center.
thing
I
is, once
agree.
again, like
Nah, that's Big J.
Nas Reed sucks when you put him on a court against guys who are like offensive creators. Like when they played the Mavericks, he got fried because Luka's the best pick and roll player in basketball. When they played the Thunder, he got fried because SGA is the
Dylan
best
Harper got a
isolation
plan
player
for
in
me, man.
Yo,
basketball.
Nas Reed at 2 stocks now.
Dylan Harper got a plan.
I'm
Hello.
Which one of these Spurs guards
Dylan
are you
Harper
looking at?
got
Like,
plan,
if
and
you
you're
if you
saying-
just function stylistically here, right? Obviously, Wemby shuts off the paint, right? He does more than shut off the paint, but shuts off the paint. Rudy is not as good as Wemby, but to a similar degree,
He also
is
shuts off the
shuts
paint.
off the paint, right? After that, now I'm going guard for guard with you, right? Because Wemby, for as great as he is, I don't think his offensive creation load is that great.
Yeah.
This would be a great series.
It's going to go
I would
guard for
actually love
guard.
to
And
see
now
this
I'm
series.
asking defensive stalwarts and point guards for San Antonio to try to do like against
West.
Ant and a bunch of pull-up
I'm gonna be-
three-point
Yeah,
shooters.
you'd be.
It's kind of
Another hot
like-
take. I just don't think Wemby's gonna play as much as Rudy.
Probably not.
That's another thing. I think Rudy
consistently
can play more
what do you- can I ask you, where do
Rudy
you-
can play more minutes.
What do you think that Wemby hard caps minutes per game wise? Because he's obviously.
I think 35.
It wouldn't be.
34, 35.
I'm-
35.
I'm kind of around. Man, that,
And
Rudy
I'm-
can go
that's
longer.
not
he
enough.
can't. I'm gonna be real. I just
34 minutes. of
34
Wemby, man.
minutes of Wemby
It's
might
a lot.
just. It might be enough.
Don't get me wrong. Spurs would be favorites,
Man, the
but
West
I would
is
not be shocked
crazy
if the
this
Wolves beat the Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
think
be
they're a
real.
bad matchup.
I
They-
think I would pick the Wolves.
I will say they will
Yeah.
just
I got
gun.
Spurs.
They will gun everything against, and they don't have incentive to. Like they did it. They did it against the Lakers. Two different
did.
reasons as to why they did it against the Lakers, but. I don't think Finch is gonna go in there and tell Nas Reed, "Hey, take 7 layups against Wemby." No. Take 7 threes, dude.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just all of these pick and pops, whatever.
I
they're
think,
gonna
I think the math volume is just another reason why.
I think
series
that's
is
the
close.
biggest argument for why
Yeah.
I would see the Timberwolves, but I think the Spurs
But
are the better team.
Now, next team, I think I can define the Los Angeles Lakers in 3 words. All right, hear me out. We all agree they're pretenders, right? I can define them in 3 words: Denver, but worse. It's the same thing.
I don't even think
It's the
they're
same
Denver,
thing.
They're not-
You
yeah, I
have-
can.
You,
They're
you
not
have
good.
you have a Helio guy, right? Who's like a top 5 player, but he's just worse than Jokic, right? They have defensive problems. As bad as the Denver's defense is, Lakers defense is worse, right? As good as the Lakers offense is, the Denver's offense is just way better, right? It's just Denver, but worse. It's the same strengths and same flaws, but worse in both
No,
regards.
I think that where I push back on that is the Lakers. I would say their only issue, but one of, if not their biggest issue, is that the 3 best players on their team
Can't
do
play.
not play well together, and that's not a problem that Denver has. Like,
They also just
Yeah.
haven't.
I was
That's not a
played
problem
together.
Denver has.
yeah, I'll say LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves just don't play well. Also, I don't know if y'all have been peeping. Luka has not been playing his best basketball.
He is not.
Like
He is
to,
not.
to the army, I guess we had on the start of the pod. I think that Wemby's had a better season. I still think Luka's a better player. But
I think I would take
within,
Wemby.
within the confines of this season. Yeah, Luka Doncic has not been playing to his standards. Obviously, not been playing the same way.
It is February. If you asked me to take a player for the rest of the season and playoffs, I would take Wembanyama.
I'm not there. But what I will say is,
Give me the guy.
yeah,
playing
I'm
40
not there
minutes.
just yet. But have y'all been watching some of the Lakers games recently?
Yeah.
He does not look.
He
like
doesn't look-
Luka Doncic,
Bro,
right?
his shot, like, bro, passing up the open
Yes,
three.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, like that was just
that was-
such a
He doesn't look like Luka right now.
like
was looking.
Luka has a clutch shot
Jesus
mixtape
Christ.
at this point that's like 10 minutes long, and if not longer. And the fact that he's passing up an open 3 in the clutch, it's just like something's up.
Also,
That's the
like
part that sucks about this like The Luka stuff specifically, he was Oralytics MVP choice preseason, and the biggest part of why I had picked Luka to win MVP was I thought after all of the Ozempic stuff, all of the skinny Luka, the backlash, the men's health, it seemed like it wasn't just that he was in better shape or he was going to drive more. It seems like he cared and that he had something to prove. And early on in the season, when he was at like 34, 10, and 10? It was like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God, he has something to prove. Lakers are going to be whatever. I don't think any of us thought they had the talent to compete. But it seemed as if early on, at least, they were hovering around 2-3 seed. Early in the season, it was like, okay, Luka's just going to say, F you, I'm Luka. And he started to, obviously he had the calf injury or something.
I'm telling you, he did the Luka thing. There's a reason that Luka led teams, they win 50 games, but they kind of only win 50 games, right? And it's because he does this cycle where he comes into the season, and credit to him, he didn't come into this year out of shape, right? Previous years, he's come into the season out of shape, works himself into shape. But what always happens around January, February time is he gets a little nicked, he gets a nagging little thing, and they kind of fall off, and they lose a few more games than they should. And instead of being the 1 seed or the 2 seed, they end up the 4 seed or the 5 seed. And in this case, 6 seed possibly, right? With another loss they just had. And I think that cycle is I think if you're Rob Pelinka, obviously you make that Luka trade 10 out of 10 times. Yep. This roster was not made for Luka at all. And I also disagree with the thinking that once LeBron leaves in free agency, all of a sudden you're going to be able to take all this free agent money and build the roster around Luka. It needs more work than that. I don't think you can just take that LeBron salary and throw it on a bunch of free agents and be like, all right, here we go. This is a contender around Luka.
There's going to be a clear path of improvement, and I think my pushback would be is Rob Pelinka the guy to build that roster? Like I've seen what a Rob Pelinka dream team looks like. Rob Pelinka has built his champion already. That 2020 Bubbles team. Yep. Regardless of how you feel about Rob Pelinka, he built a great hell of a team.
People throw in like, oh, bubble team. No,
that was the best team in the league. Before the bubble, they built one hell of a roster. I kind of have seen what his vision tends to look like for building a contender. I was looking at their data baller contracts. Well, they got about bad money. Like I don't want Vando. I think Maxi Kleba is on a expiring finally. So he'll be gone. Luke Kennard's 11 will be gone. But man, you still got money tied into Vando, into Rui. You don't have picks to move. They're in a very precarious situation. And man, can you I have been team Bron just retire because I'm sick of this gimmick that he's doing running across the NBA. If you're the Lakers, can you afford for him to leave?
No, it's a real question of I don't know if they get that much better if he just walks in free agency. They needed to. I actually think they get worse.
They might get better just from.
I think they'll get better. I'm not saying because I think LeBron's bad. I think just stylistically speaking, he does not make that sense for that roster anymore.
No, but my question is, I don't know where the money goes. You have to spend it on someone.
I mean, my thing is, I think
that's the problem. Look at the free agency class.
I think it's very apparent, and this is overall small sample size because they all three haven't really played together very often. But their best combination of players is Reeves and Luka.
Yes.
It is,
and I'm gonna be real, gang. Look at the Reeves Luka offensive rating. The only thing that's rivaling that as they duo is dead Jokic Murray.
I'm telling you, Denver, but worse.
But I'm gonna be real though, gang. In terms of just raw creation, that probably is the best duo of basketball players in the league.
Easily. They would have the two best.
I think they're the only two players that are 80th plus percentile in both isolation and pick and roll efficiency.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
on the
is
same team.
Also absurd.
Problem is, every other team that has had that combo, we've seen it with Luka, with him and Kyrie. And I'd argue, I think Luka and Reeves has been better offensively than Luka Kyrie has, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But we've seen what it looks like around Luka Kyrie. It wasn't Luka Kyrie and LeBron. It wasn't Luka Kyrie and X. It's Luka Kyrie, three dudes that stand there and get the hell out the way.
And those are the most coveted archetypes on the market. Yeah. I don't know how a team that's going to struggle with cap space and
I'm gonna be real,
especially when I know you need them.
Exactly. Everyone wants 3-and-Ds.
To Luka's credit, though, when you look at the quote unquote 3-and-Ds that they had, Derrick Jones,
they smell a bit.
That's kind of
they smell a bit.
It was a
big part of that.
And PJ Washington also was not a very coveted player, nor was he shooting that well.
A big part of that.
The first for PJ Washington.
No, but a big part of that was having the Gafford Lively center rotation, which I'm sorry, you're gonna lose money on this.
No, I'm gonna make money.
You bet the under on 8?
Yes, I was gonna say that's what I've been waiting to say.
Oh yeah,
I'm taking my victory lap. He sucks.
No, he's ass.
I told y'all he sucks.
No, Aiden.
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, is he not still averaging the fake numbers?
No,
or did
no.
he, he dropped to 13.
Yes.
Dang.
With Luka, when we did this pod, I forgot what.
He had like 20 and 10 last game. I thought the numbers were still.
We did over the summer, and I said I do not think he likes basketball.
Yeah, it's
no. It was on this podcast. I remember we were sitting in these chairs. He does not love basketball.
What did we say? 15 and 8.
Yes.
He's not doing
that. People told me,
well, 13
LeBron gonna change his broke life. They did not change his broke life. I'm sorry. If you cannot work with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, gang, you just suck at the sport.
Those are arguably outside of James Harden, I think the two most big friendly
guards or players in the league.
I just could not make it work with. I just because he has done this his entire career. Where I never disagree with you on I don't think DeAndre Ayton cares enough about basketball. Contract
year, by the way.
I don't think he. I thought that would come into play. It's a contract year at least, but he's never cared about basketball, and he's just walked into 16 and 8. That's just been his career. Oh, bro, with Luka Doncic, you can walk into 16 and 8 with Luka.
I'm sorry, he's not good.
The worst part about it,
a full block.
He's not. The worst part about it, and I think this guy stinks. And shout out to the worst dunk contest performer ever. They're low key better with Jackson Hayes.
And that's an indictment on DeAndre.
It is they're better with Jackson Hayes.
Also, so and I want to give this take because I'm sure it's not going to be met very positively.
It's bad.
It's bad.
All right, so hold on. I'm so Luka Reeves, Jackson Hayes, they're plus 14 in 100 minutes. This is a very small sample size. I'm gonna very quickly go replace Jackson Hayes with DeAndre Ayton. Luka Reeves Ayton is plus 4.8.
So it's a 10 on-off net rating difference?
Yes.
Approximately.
Nasty. Okay, anyways.
Man.
Anyways, I was going to give... so I had my analogy of, I think, Wolves, Rockets, Spurs are in a rock, paper, scissors fight, right? I think, and hear me out on this, I think there's only one team that the Lakers can beat in a playoff series, and I think it's the Rockets.
Yeah.
And hear me out. I'll give one stat for this, okay? What has been the Rockets' biggest issue?
Pick and roll defense.
No, not pick and roll defense. What has been the Rockets' biggest issue in games? Why are we losing games?
Turnovers.
Turnovers.
Not even just turnovers.
Point guard play?
No, fourth quarters.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what the Lakers' record is when leading going into the fourth quarter?
Yes. Not even just
that.
Know what it is? Look at their clutch record overall.
Their clutch record overall. They are 25 and 0.
I'm gonna be real.
No, hear me out. They're 25 and 0 when leading going into the fourth quarter. The Luka LeBron Reeves shit doesn't work for a prolonged experience of time.
I'm gonna tell you,
for one quarter, that shit works,
bro. Amin Thompson is on. You're not getting a max watch. What he's going to do to that Lakers team is going to get him a max contract.
My only thing is
he's going to put up some.
I think we beat the Lakers. On them I think when it comes down to it, I think we beat the Lakers.
Going for a series.
Hear me out.
With Jackson Hayes backing him up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they're not beating us. They're not only are they not beating us, we're whooping their ass, bro.
They're not beating us because the games may not be that close, right? My only concern is I think if the games are close, I think if they're close at all, it fake is like a 6-game series. They don't have
a single guy on that team who I look at and say, you're playing point of attack defense on Kevin.
But I'm just saying, you go down the West, the only team I think they have any chance of beating is us.
Respect.
Marcus Smart sucks. No, but I think the only team they have any chance of beating is us just because we are awful in the clutch. And they are objectively great.
I mean, we're awful in the clutch because we turn the ball over a lot, but game, that requires you to actually play defense.
I will say I would be.
The ball and his foot have nothing to do with the defender.
I will say, Amin Thompson is going to see.
He's just finna have straight line drives.
Luka Doncic in front of him, gang.
He gonna lose like 2 of them. Let's be real.
I mean, that's fine, but the 6 he don't lose is going straight to the rim.
He should. I will say.
Who at the rim when he get there?
I agree with you. I think we beat them in
I think we beat them.
I think we beat them it's gonna. They're gonna win like 1 in LA. So sure. I will say this though: if any of them games come down to the last 5 minutes, we're fried. I'm gonna be so real with you. We're fried if they come down to the last 5.
I'm telling you, as all the issues that we have pointed out with the Luka LeBron thing, in clutch time, that shit works.
That extends past Luka. That's just what they've done the last 3 seasons.
That's what they are.
That's why their net rating sucks and they keep winning 50 games.
Exactly.
They're putting up even net ratings, but they're just winning.
They have a negative net rating. I think they are 17th in the league in general, and they're just negative. And they are still the 6th seed somehow.
They were like plus 0.4. I think the year before that they're like plus 1, and they just kept winning all of their clutch games. That's the reason why I picked them against Minnesota last year. Funny enough. Pretty much with the exact same lineup, thinking that you had that, Minnesota is better than them But Minnesota is one of the worst clutch teams in the league, and the Lakers were the best clutch team. Well,
they are.
The games just weren't
And
close
they
enough
are
for it to
once
matter.
again they are 16-4 in 20 clutch games.
They lost clutch games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
that's true.
finally lost.
Yeah.
They lost 2 clutch games in that series, and it came down to the fact they couldn't get a rebound. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
be
know,
real.
so maybe, hey, that's one thing we can
I'ma
do.
be
We
real.
can get a board.
Gang, we in a playoff series. They're playing the best offensive rebounding team in basketball. I don't know, man. Especially
I don't know, Jim.
It's not just our bigs. Gang, Amin Thompson is one of the best offensive rebounding players in the league, and he's playing point guard. Gang, I would pay money to see Austin Reeves try to box out Amin Thompson.
That's a good
USD.
point. No, also, he made the point as much as I've maligned Şengün season. If he got to see Aiden and Jackson
If
he don't
I was gonna say, if we play the Lakers and he does not have a 62 shooting, get him out there.
Hey, I'm gonna be.
Get him
Y'all
gone,
see
bro.
both them jerseys
Get
back
him
there
gone.
say 28.
I'ma
If
be
we
real.
see the
You got
Lakers,
DeAndre Ayton and
if we see the
Jackson
Lakers
for
in a
6
playoff series and he don't average 25 a night,
insert the
both them
Kevin
hoes
Gates
going
bro.
down. I
No,
swear to
I'm
God.
saying, listen, if he's not averaging 25,
Giannis, will be a
it's gotta
Houston
be because he
Rocket.
has like 18
18 assists. Oh God,
It's gotta be like something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. One of my young players got to average 25. I'm sorry, bro. I don't care which one it is. One
no. I'm looking at it, Mr. Get Higher 77. I need 35 on who on the Lakers is supposed to be guarding you?
Marcus
I need
Smart.
30. I need
Marcus
35.
Smart.
Actually, you just made it 40. Marcus Smart. It's
Hey, man,
2026.
this might age poorly, man. I hope.
I'm be so. If this ages poorly, that
I'm
Lakers
nothing.
blitz gonna be nasty. But they got it.
I'm looking at the Christmas game, right? And to your
we
point,
put the-
to your point,
Ooh.
Amen had 26 points. Katie had 25 points.
Whatever you want. He had 26, 7, and 6. He's gonna get paid.
Şengün had 14, but had 12.
Mike, didn't he have a triple-double? No, and also,
Yeah.
wasn't that one of the games he came back from injury for?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he wasn't even healthy for that game.
He had 14 and 12, but it was on 80 true shooting.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He took 7 shots.
We should put pause on them. Like really.
I'm gonna be real.
You know what? I'll take it back. But if the games are close, I think it's dangerous. But to your point, if the games aren't
I've been on
If we lose, man, I need Şengün gone.
Nah, Şengün, nigga, I need number 1 gone. I'm gonna be real. I've been one of the main proponents of the point guard stuff is overblown. Gang, if you can't cook Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic POA play, hey man, hey, start looking at loss in Milwaukee, bro.
Hey, I'm about to say,
I'm gonna keep it.
I'm about to say, Giannis, I got some property in Cyprus to tell you. Oh
man,
boy,
what? You gonna put him in the Heights?
It's a fun episode. I think we agreed a lot.
So I will say we all did agree Lakers pretenders.
Yeah, we can do. We can do a real quick
I think-
recap.
yeah.
OKC contender unanimous.
Yes.
Spurs 2-2. We said contenders.
I
You
can't
guys
believe
said
that. I don't believe
pretenders.
it.
I put them in their own tier.
He said their own
I
tier. You
put
said
them in their own tier.
pretender. We said
I mean,
contender.
they're not in the same tier as OKC or Denver.
Can
I say contender-ish?
Sure.
Yeah, that's
I
where
would
I'm
say
at.
Denver. We all said contenders. Minnesota. I'm saying contender-ish. You guys all
I
said
still say
pretender.
pretender.
Contenderish. The only
Yeah, I think
issue is
contender-ish.
they're losing to the Thunder.
I still say
think
pretender.
contender-ish, right?
I'm pretender.
My thing is, if you're in the West Conference Finals, you lose to a contender. You lose
They're
to
not- they're
OKC.
not making it
You're
to the finals.
contender.
I mean, they have to play.
Right,
Yeah,
they're
but
not.
either way, I think contender is from Minnesota. I think Lakers. We all think pretender.
Pretender.
I think the only team they have even a little bit of chance is if the Rockets are in clutch games. But outside of that, they have no shot against anyone. in the
I
West.
mean, no, actually, I was gonna say if they somehow fell to 7 and they got close games with the Spurs, maybe. But I'm gonna be real. That would imply in close games.
I
with
was
the
gonna
Spurs.
say-
That would also throw them in the play-in, which
yeah, bro, that
boy,
means
oh
you got no
boy.
rest.
Oh, you know that
That
is no, because they're going straight. Yeah, no, they're going straight into that.
No, well, this has been a very fun episode of the
fun.
Right Read podcast. As always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday, so please be sure to click that notification bell and stay up to date with us. As always, everyone's links will be down below in the description. And this has been the Right Read podcast. We will see y'all next time.